Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Malinga Sise of Urban Harvest Organic Farm. For all of you who have subscribed to my YouTube channel, I am so grateful. And for those who are still new, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Today I'm so happy because this video we are going to make today is one of the most awaited video. Most of you have asked me, Sisi, how much do I need to start this project? And today I said, okay, let us look at how much you need as a beginner to start a 300 layer farm. Last time we were calculating their feed intake. So if you've not watched that video, please endeavor to watch it. It will help you a lot when you want to start this project. Yesterday, we looked at the materials you need as a beginner alongside the house, the land, the chicks. Which other things do you need to purchase as a beginner for you to start this project? And we looked at all of them yesterday. So also endeavor to watch that video. These figures we are going to come out with today, please, I don't want it to scare all of us out there. Most of the things we shall purchase them once, and if we take care of them well, we end up using them for quite long, and it's only the chicks that we shall keep buying. But other things like the drinkers, the feeders, the chicken house, we shall not, need them the next time we shall bring the birds. So we shall really not use a lot of money next time that you bring in the birds. And I've decided to look at the 300 birds because I believe that we should start small. That is when we shall learn well. That is when we shall, grow bigger from there. If we start with a very big number of birds, it is really not so good. Sometimes I would prefer someone who is starting to start with very few number of birds, and 300 birds or 500 birds, it's a sounding number. That is why I've decided to make for the 300 birds. And if we were to calculate for the 1,000 birds, most of us would be so discouraged. Most of us would think that we really need a lot of money to start this project. So we are going to look at the 300 layers. And please, if you're still new, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video, comment in the comment section down below, and I will be so grateful. And by the way, it's going to be kind of a long video, but I'll try to cut it short. So stay tuned till the end, and I'll be right back. So as I told you earlier on, today we are going to look at how much money you need as a beginner to start up a 300 layers poultry project. And I decided to give it in US dollars and Ugandan shillings for our friends who are not in Uganda, for you to understand very well. And the figures that I've come out with today is the most current, but I want to tell you that also it depends on where your location is. But for us who are within Kampala, this is what I have come out with. And I want to tell you that most of these things, if you want to purchase them, please, as a beginner, find time, go and purchase them by yourself. There are wholesale shops which really sell them at a relatively cheaper price compared to a retail shop. If you decide to buy it from wherever you are, like let's say you stay in Kampala and you're in Kasangati or Gayaza and you decide to buy it from there, it will be a bit expensive. Try to go to Container Village in town and try to look for these things. You'll find when their prices are a bit low. So as a beginner who really do not have enough capital, please, I would require that, please, I would request you that if you want to start the project, go by yourself to the market and try to find out where these things are sold a bit cheaply. So we are going to start with the chicken house. Okay, I didn't put land here because I am assuming that someone who wants to start this project already has land, or has already hired land, or already has a compound in his or her home whereby he or she is intending to start the project. So I did not put the figures of land. That is why I've decided from the chicken house. And the chicken house also has different categories. We are going to, we are going to construct not a permanent one, but a semi, not even a temporary one, but something which is, which can at least take 2 or 3 flocks in there, and which is conducive for the birds. So the chicken house, I have rated it at 3 million Ugandan shillings, which is equivalent to 809.31 US dollars. If we go to number 2, we need the 300 chicks. And each chick in Uganda today is at 6,500, of which if we want to get 300 birds, we need 1,950,000 Ugandan shillings, which is equivalent to 526.1 US dollars. Let's come to feeds. Last time I already talked about these feeds, and that is why if you can see pellets for the 4 weeks, the calculation is this. Growers for the from week 5 to week 12, the calculation we came up with these kilograms, and also the layers mash we came up with these kilograms. So the pellets for the 4 weeks we need 180.6 kilograms, of which each kilogram costs you 3,200 Ugandan shillings, which is equivalent to 0.86 US dollars. So if we want for 181 kgs, because now we have really just rounded this to make 181 kilograms, so we shall need 579,200 Ugandan shillings, which is equivalent to 156.3 US dollars. If we come to growers mash, we need 894.6 kilograms, of which each kilogram goes for 1,400 Ugandan shillings, which is equivalent to 0.38 United USD. And if we want for 895, we just rounded this to make 895 kilograms, you will find that we need 1,253,000 Ugandan shillings, which is equivalent to 338 US dollars. After the feeds, we shall come to the feeders. We need 15 small feeders for the 300 layers, and each is at 7,000. These feeders, yesterday I showed you the yellow one. That one is more durable and it is very, very good. And each of it goes for 7,000. So for the 15, we need 105,000 Ugandan shillings, of which that is equivalent to 28.2 US dollars. If we come to the big feeders, because after removing the birds from the brooder, we need now the big feeders, especially when they are like from 8 weeks and above. So the big feeders, we shall buy 20 of them. The most durable is the one I've really calculated here, of which each goes for 35,000 Ugandan shillings, and that is 9.44 US dollars. So for the 20 feeders, we need 700,000 Ugandan shillings, of which that is 188.8 US dollars. So if we come to the drinkers, we need 15 small drinkers. I also showed you yesterday, and each is at 7,000 Ugandan shillings, which is 1.89 US dollars. And for the 15 drinkers, we shall just multiply this times this, which will bring us to 105,000 shillings, which is 28.2 US dollars. Item number 7, we need also the 15 big drinkers, and each is at 16,000 shillings, which is 4.32 US dollars. And for the 15, we shall need 240,000 shillings, of which that would be 64.7 US dollars. We shall come to vaccines. Most of you are still asking me, say, why are you still vaccinating? You're really telling us to use the herbal remedies. Guys, this is a business and we should not risk. Remember, these are exotic birds. Okay, these are exotic birds, and we need to vaccinate them. I don't want to tell you that not to vaccinate your birds. But in the next flock, I really want to do that experiment of not vaccinating the birds. But for this one, I really want to do the vaccination very well until I lay these birds off. So we need Newcastle vaccine, and we need 3 doses. Okay? Each at 10,000. This is for 500 birds. But remember, we have 300 birds. So this is sometimes the beauty of having a bigger number of birds. If you have few number of birds, you really suffer some of these consequences. So the 3 doses each is at 10,000, and that is 2.7 US dollars. And for the 3 doses, we need 30,000 shillings, which is 8.1 US dollars. The next vaccine that we need is the Gomboro boosters. We need 2 of them, and each is at 14,000. This one is also for 1,000 birds, but since you have your 300 birds, the remaining one you will throw it away. So 14,000 Ugandan shillings, which is $3.78 US. So for the 2 doses, we need 28,000 shillings, which is $7.56 US. Another vaccine that we need is the fall typhoid vaccine, and we need 2 because we do 2 times vaccination, okay? And each is at 50,000 Ugandan shillings, which is $13.5 US. And for the 2 doses, we need 100,000 Ugandan shillings, which is equivalent to $27 US. Another vaccine that we need is the fowlpox vaccine, of which it is 25,000 Ugandan shillings, and that is $6.74 US. Another thing that we need is the disinfectant, and this one we shall need 2 liters. Most of you have been asking me, Sisi, which disinfectant do you use? But I will tell you, please go to the pharmacy and ask for any disinfectant which is there that they present it to you. Please use it. But for me, I use this one. Guys, you know this one. For those who are in Uganda, please go to Container Village. You will get this disinfectant there. And this is 1 liter, which costed me 20,000 Ugandan shillings. So this is the disinfectant I use. Most of you have really asked me, which disinfectant do you use? This is the one I'm familiar with. So this is the one I normally use. But you can use any disinfectant which is there in the market. So for the disinfectant, the 20 liters, the 2 liters, each 1 liter is for 20,000 Ugandan shillings, which is $5.4 US. So for the 2 will be 40,000 Ugandan shillings, which is $10.8 US. And then another thing that you need, I'm assuming that you will really use the herbal remedies in the farm, and the herbal remedies you need around 100,000 Ugandan shillings. That is around $27 US. So if we come to number 14, we shall need the brooding peppers, and we need 2 of them. I think they are sold in rolls, and each is at 6,500, which is $1.75 US. And for the 2, we shall need 13,000 shillings, which is equivalent to $3.5 US. And then another item which I showed you yesterday was a pot, and this pot we use it for brooding. And then that will be 10,000 Ugandan shillings, which is equivalent to $2.7 US. Then we also need the lighting bulbs, because when these birds are in the brooder, they need lights 24/7. And the bulbs, you will buy a full pack, which is at 15,000 shillings, which is $4.05 US. And then we shall also need the weighing scale. We talked about it and we saw it yesterday, which is at 70,000 Ugandan shillings, which is $18.9 US. And then we need the debaking scissors. Here I use the debaking scissors. I told you the automated debaking machine is quite expensive, so we shall go for the baking scissors, which is 35,000 shillings, and that is $9.44 US. And then we also need a spade. This is for either mixing the feeds, if you're going to mix from the farm, or removing the manure from the chicken house. That is at 20,000, which is $5.4 US. We also need 25 bags of coffee husk, and each bag goes for 14,000, of which that is $3.78 US. So if we come for the 25 bags, we shall need 350,000 shillings, which is equivalent to $94.4 US. We also need trays of eggs. This is now when the birds have started laying eggs, and 100 pieces goes for 50,000 shillings, which is 13.5 US dollars. Then we shall also need the uniform. You guys, you see how Sister is very smart in a uniform. We need the uniform, of which it is 35,000 shillings, which is 9.44 US dollars. We also need the gum boots, because I told you cannot enter the chicken house without these boots. So you need to put on these gum boots, of which a good one is at 15,000 shillings, which is 4.05 US dollars. Then we need the laying boxes. Laying boxes you put when now the birds have reached between 10 to 14 weeks. So the laying boxes I've estimated it, depending on what you want, the quality you want, at 150,000 shillings, and that is 40.5 US dollars. Then we shall come to, we need a bucket. This bucket, you normally see me collect the eggs inside the bucket, then I bring and arrange it in the trays. So we need the bucket, and of which is at 10,000 Ugandan shillings, of which that is 2.7 US dollars. So our next item, we shall look at a basin, because we need this basin in front of our farm. We are going to use it as a foot bath. Remember, the house that we are going to construct is a temporary one, not a permanent house. It's a semi-permanent house, so I don't think you'll be able to put there something like maybe cement it as a foot bath. So you will put a basin, and a good basin will go for 7,000 shillings, and that is 1.9 US dollars. You will need a book and a pen for record keeping. Yesterday we talked about this, and that is 1.6 US dollars. You need also labor per month. So I've put the labor here for 6 months, because I'm expecting that within this time the farm is not yet giving you something, like the birds are not yet laying, and very well that can pay your labor. So you need some money from your pocket. So I've put labor for 6 months, and each month I've rated at 150,000 shillings. Labor in Uganda, cheap labor is for 150,000 shillings. Even if it is you, the owner of the farm, going to work there, still you will have to put this figure for you to really see if this is a viable business, and that is 40.5 US dollars. So for the 6 months, you will need 900,000 shillings, and that is 243 US dollars. We need transport money, because all these things will not come to the farm for free. You will need to transport them. Those who have cars, you will need to put fuel. Those who will use border borders, you will still need to do what? To put in money for transport. So transportation, I have really put at 200,000 shillings, and that is at 54 US dollars. We also need electricity in our farms, especially when these birds are still in the brooder. They need power 24/7. So for the electricity bills for the 6 months, I have rated at 200,000 shillings, and that is 54 US dollars. Water bills, we need water. These birds really take a lot of water. You'll either have a well at your home, which is a bit expensive to have that well, or you'll need to pay for national water, and that will be 200,000 Ugandan shillings, and that is also 54 US dollars. We need charcoal for brooding, and one bag, a good one, will go for 120,000 shillings, and that is 32.4 US dollars. So I have decided to total up everything that we have been discussing from the first up to the last, and you'll find that for you to start up a 300 layer farm, you need 12,713,600 Ugandan shillings, and in US dollars you need 3,430 US dollars. So finally, I've answered the most asked question about how much do I need to start up a 300 layer farm. So for those who really want for 1,000 birds, you can even use the same figures. For those who want 500 birds, we shall just do the mathematics, and it will bring us to the exact money that we need to start up this project. Prices vary depending on where you are. For those who are in Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, Namibia, prices will always vary, but at least roughly you will need around that figure. And in the US dollars, guys, US dollars, to add these things is a bit tricky, because you know it has many point this, point that, point this, but at least I've come out with a rough estimate. But this is the money that you will need to start this project. So for today, that is all I had for you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for always coming back and watching my videos. And if you're still new, please continue subscribing to the YouTube channel. Click on the notification bell so that you never miss out any upload. Share this video, comment in the comment section down below, and I will be so grateful. Any question that you have, any video you want me to make this month, please put it in the comment section and I will be grateful. See you next time. Love you all. Bye bye.